All right. Well, good afternoon, friends. Thank you so much for being here. I am Cazoshay Marie. I am a speaker, advocate, content creator, writer, and artist, currently based in Arizona. Although I kind of hate the weather here, so we'll see how much longer I am based in Arizona, but currently based in Arizona. I sustained my brain injury in May of 2017. I was crossing the street in downtown Phoenix after an event, and I was struck by a car that was traveling 48 miles per hour. I sustained numerous injuries, of course, some of which resulted in long-term disabilities and chronic conditions. And one of those primary disabilities was a traumatic brain injury. But my journey through healing from brain injury, going through all the different emotions, appointments, all the things that go along with that, really catalyzed me to want to become a resource and an advocate for the brain injury community to spread awareness, as well as to advocate for all of the things that we need within our community. And so I started this support group, Resilient Roots, for parents living with brain injury. It's a virtual support group. And basically, it's another resource that I wanted to provide for brain injury survivors. I saw that that was an area that was lacking for brain injury survivors, something that was specifically for parents. But as a result of that, of course, we are branching out into events like this in our own words. And poetry, the arts in general, are really a wonderful way for individuals living with disabilities to be able to express ourselves. We can't always do that through words, or even if we do, being able to have those creative outlets can be really healing for us, as well as educate the community at large. And thus, in our own words, was created to serve that very purpose. So thank you all so much for being here and being a part of that. And I would like to share just a little bit about Resilient Roots before we get started. It's a place where you'll be able to find discussions surrounding resources and support that is tailored to the unique experiences of parents that are living with brain injuries, ranging from managing daily tasks and parenting responsibilities to coping with cognitive, emotional, and physical changes. And our community provides an opportunity to share stories, tips, and encouragement, helping you not only to survive, but also thrive amidst the complexities of parenthood while having a brain injury. And we meet the third Thursday of the month, every single month at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we have regular discussions, peer speakers, expert Q&A sessions, and of course, good old-fashioned peer support group meetings. And it's all hosted, of course, in a very respectful and encouraging environment. Everyone is welcome, no matter what kind of brain injury you have sustained, whether it's from an accident, domestic violence, prior drug use. There's no judgment. Everyone is absolutely welcome. And we have had guest speakers from the Brain Injury Association of America's Advisory Council, some of my peers from the council. We've had a community movie night where individuals without brain injuries were also welcome to come, and we had a really great discussion afterwards with the community at large. And so there's a range of support activities that are available with Resilient Roots besides just the classical, peer support group kind of setting. And our next meeting is going to be February 20th at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we will be hearing from a licensed counselor named Miracle Williams. She's going to be talking all about love and relationships and how that pertains to the disability experience. So I'm really excited for that. And so there's no set length of time for this event. I only gave the parameters to the presenters to try to keep it under 10 minutes, but I wanted to make it as accessible and as expressive as possible for everyone participating. So, if you're living with a disability or chronic condition, you know that flexibility is kind of built into that experience. So we're just going to go with the flow and enjoy the experience today. And then lastly, please remember to stay muted until it's your turn to speak, so everyone who is presenting has a chance to be heard clearly. And please keep any verbal comments until after everyone has presented, and we can share those at the end. But feel free to put your comments and encouragement in the chat to be shared with everyone. And I know also that I'm going to share my screen now. And I know that sometimes sharing the screen changes can aggravate symptoms for some brain injury survivors. So I will try to be mindful of letting you know when I am about to change the screen. So that is happening now. I'm going to share the agenda with you. And I am not the most Zoom proficient person, but again, we're going to do the best we can here. So welcome to In Our Own Words. Here's the agenda that we are going to be following, but again, we're going to stay flexible. We've had our welcome and introduction. I'm going to start us out with a couple poems, and then I'm going to be reading a poem from an individual going by the name of a Tired Pigeon, one of our anonymous brain injury survivors. We're happy to have those submissions as well. Then we're going to hear from Briana Rice, Nate Ward, Teneicka Drake, Wisteria Ward. I'll be sharing a poem from another individual, another survivor, Rima Sfouli. Then it will be Robert Ward, Eugene Ward, and we'll have our closing. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll share my screen. There we go. Okay. So once again, thank you guys so much for being here. I have two poems that I am going to be sharing today. And the first one is called Leaves. The memories fall like autumn leaves. I wish I could pile them up, jump inside, throw them up in the air, and let them fall softly upon me as my mind absorbs them once again. Osmosis. The sensation of memory. I still hold it in my body, but I know not from whence it came. Warm, cold, scared, jubilant. Was it snuggling my baby? A walk in the park on a snowy day. The memories continue to drift down all around me. The sensation of the memories still held in the flesh, yet gone from the mind. Experience is unkind. The memories have made me who I am, but who are they? What was it like in the spring, when the leaves were just little buds beginning to form? New life. Who was I then? Who did I meet? Where did I go? I hold those experiences in my being, yet they flutter around me beyond my grasp. If only I could grab them all up and bury myself inside, a cocoon of identity and self-awareness. Figure out who I am. Remember who I am. Discover who I am. But the leaves continue to fall. Thank you. And then my next one is entitled Pain. Pain is an invisible beast, sitting beside you in the church pew, pinching your arm when you step out of line. Big, tall, and covered in fur, with claws that can rip and shred. They call it your imaginary friend because only you can see it. It sits on your chest and takes your very breath away. The beast stands by your bedside at night, poking, prodding, taunting you away from sweet dreams and restful sleep. The beast is the third wheel at the party, at every occasion and event, tugging on your arm, whispering, no, screaming, persistently letting you know that they're ready to go long before you're ready to. But you must yield to it. It forces itself into every moment. Sometimes the beast is quiet, and sometimes it screeches. But you're the only one who can hear it. And others tell you to just ignore it. But the beast is a jealous child, demanding to be heard, demanding to be catered to. A tantrum is never far off. It never goes away. So you've learned to live with the beast. You hobble along beside it as best you can, praying for the day when the claws will release you from its pervasive, burning, omnipresent grasp. The end. Thank you. All righty. So next on our agenda, we have the wonderful Briana Rice, and I'm so excited to have her on here. She is one of my, oh wait, no, I'm so sorry. I already messed up. First, we're gonna have a Tired Pigeon brain injury moment. And again, this is an anonymous submission that came to me. They didn't want to be named, but they submitted this wonderful poem that I'm going to be sharing with you. They are going by the moniker A Tired Pigeon, and it is entitled Everywhere, Always. You wake up every day. You're grateful for that. You bump around the kitchen, fumbling the simplest tasks. Dog food on plate, forget to put it down. Make coffee. You sit down without it. Take pills. Did you take them already? Thank God you put out your pills last night. Without them, you're an astronaut, pawing around. Start. Don't finish. Start. don't finish. Start, don't. And really, what is resilience? You can get through the day. You work longer to compensate. You squint more. You were an ICU nurse once, held people's lives in your hands for 12 hours at a time. Now, when you leave your door unlocked at night, when you can't find words, when your mind goes blank, when you get overwhelmed, when you can't do basic math, when the restaurant is too loud, when you instantly grief blasts open your chest, you close your eyes and can only exhale, you remember who you were, what you were capable of. Radical acceptance. Be in the now. Play to your remaining strengths. They are considerable. Aren't you lucky it wasn't worse? Eat right, sleep tight. Time could heal. Chip away. My darlings, part of me died, and I see him everywhere I look. And thank you. And now we will be hearing from the amazing Briana Rice. She is one of my social media friends. She will be sharing one of her pieces. I'm going to read her bio, but she is just incredible in the way that she has found such creative ways to share about the brain injury experience and reach other people in such a cute and glamorous way at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and read her bio now. Briana Rice is a biologist, pageant queen, and advocate for brain injury awareness. As a survivor of a traumatic brain injury, Briana has turned her journey of resilience into a mission of empowerment. Through her platform, Grace for Your Journey, she provides a voice. Brain injury moment. A voice for those with invisible disabilities, encouraging them to share their stories of perseverance. Briana is also the founder of the Love and Light movement and Blackberry Merlot, which champion wellness and self-discovery. She believes in the transformative power of storytelling, creativity, and community, and she is honored to participate in this virtual poetry event celebrating the strength and voices of brain injury survivors. So at this time, I'm going to stop the screen share and turn it over to Briana.
All right. Greetings and gratitude, everyone, and thank you for that introduction. The piece I'm going to read today is called My Journey to Love and Light. It was a piece that I actually prepared for my beauty pageant alongside with my coach to tell the story of my brain injury, but also creative ways I've used healing and sound bowls to help me manage this. So thank you, guys. So I am a scientist. I am a world traveler. I am a woman who's been to 42 countries. Traveling has been my passion. It's my lifestyle. It's my career. But all of that changed New Year's Eve, 2021 at 6:30 p.m. A devastating rear-end collision left me with a spinal injury and a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury. I lost my ability to read. I lost my ability to write. My career, my travel, my passion were all over. I thought I'd never see the light again. However, in one of my darkest moments of despair, a friend invited me to a full moon sound bath. There I was introduced to 7 crystal sound bowls that represented the 7 crystal chakras. And I felt all these emotions that had been trapped in my body. The ethereal sounds and the vibrations from the bowls took me on a journey that helped me find something that I thought I lost, my voice. We released trapped emotions and found a newfound freedom that put me on a path to advocate for survivors of traumatic brain injuries such as myself. See, sound healing creates a meditative and vibrational experience that brings you to a place of peace. Now am I not only traveling to explore distant lands, but traveling within to discover the depths of my soul and my repressed emotions. So now I'm on a journey to love and light. During my rehabilitation journey, I created 7 personalized affirmations that align with the 7 chakras. I am which is your root chakra. I am proof that you can heal. That's how I'm standing before you today. I feel the sacral chakra. I feel all of my emotions now. I do, which is the solar plexus. I do believe that I'm capable of not only healing, but becoming the best version of myself despite my disability. I love my heart chakra. I love myself and I treat myself with so much kindness now. This is a love that I give to myself that now radiates outwards. I speak my throat chakra. Now I speak my truth, even when it makes others uncomfortable to discuss my brain injury. 3, I see. I feel like I see people clearly now. A debilitating accident changes everything, and it changes your perception and your intuition. I know my crown chakra. I know who I am now, and I'm confident in my strengths, but humble enough to still admit my weaknesses and my vulnerabilities. So I found that in the darkest moment of my life, it brought my world tour to a screeching halt, but I embarked on a journey where, in my 2 months of bed rest, it became my cocoon where I underwent a metamorphosis. So today I stand before you as living proof of the remarkable power of resilience and self love. And my hope for each one of you is simple, that you will embrace these 7 healing affirmations and allow them to make them your own and take a journey within. And remember that you can take a journey of love and light. And I wish you all gratitude on your journey.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was incredible. And I love that with the affirmations. That's been such an important part of my healing journey as well. Thank you so much, Briana. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen again to talk about our next presenter, which is my favorite. You're not supposed to play favorites, but this is my guy. The next presenter is going to be my son, Nate Ward. So I'll share a little bit about him. We are thrilled to announce the participation of an exceptional young man and National Honor Society member who has shown outstanding leadership, resilience, and community service. From a young age, he took on the role of being a primary caretaker for his mother after her traumatic brain injury, shaping him into a strong advocate for those facing similar challenges. His involvement with the Brain Injury Association of America, Arizona, mentorship through the 100 Black Men of Phoenix Men of Tomorrow Academy, and extensive volunteer work highlight his commitment to making a positive impact. He has also helped his mother launch Resilient Roots and assists her in running it behind the scenes. He is also a busy college student majoring in marketing and spends time creating custom action figures through his venture Amalgamation Creations. His favorite scripture, "You must not fear them, for the Lord your God himself fights for you," is Deuteronomy 3:22. It reflects his faith as well as his perseverance. So I am very proud and excited to have Nathaniel share at this time. I'm going to stop screen sharing and turn it over to Nate.
Thank you. My poem is titled Unshaken. She rose from the accident with battered body, but her spirit stood tall, unshaken and still godly. Pain carved its way, it carved its mark. It could not erase the fire within her, the strength in her grace. Each step was a trial, each word fought to stay, but she faced it all. What may through struggle and silence, through difficult nights spent in pain, she rose, she endured, unbroken and unchained. Thank you. That's all.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nate. That was wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen for our next presenter, who is Miss Teneicka Drake. Very excited to have her on as well. And I will share a little bit about her at this time. Author and domestic violence survivor Teneicka Drake discovered her life's purpose through faith and perseverance. After enduring immense challenges, including her experience with abuse, Teneicka penned her inspiring book, The Gift of Finding God's Love. Guilt and shame turned into my shine. This heartfelt narrative shares her journey of survival, faith, and triumph, offering readers poetic passages and personal testimonies on how God's love can provide hope in even the darkest moments. As a 100% disabled U.S. Air Force veteran and mother of 4 children, 2 with special needs, Teneicka's story resonates deeply with those facing adversity. A dedicated public speaker and advocate, Teneicka hosts 2 podcasts, God's Gift Through His Word, which explores faith and God's love, and Loving Arm for Families, also known as Laugh Inc., supporting veterans, special needs families, and domestic violence survivors. Teneicka is currently working on her next book, The Gift of Finding God's Love, Being Brave and Showing Love. And you can learn more about her book by visiting the Barnes & Noble website. And so thank you so much, Teneicka. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen now and turn it over to you.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here. So I'm going to be sharing 3 poems, trying not to be too long. One of these poems I'm going to share is not in my book that's behind me. The other 2 will come. So when I'm reading them, it's going to be kind of a synopsis of the story of what's in my book. So this one is not in my book, and it's called A Stranger in My Bed. The man you fell in love with is not the same man you see. I lay beside you, but I don't even recognize you. The sweet words you shared at one time were endearing. Now that I truly see you, I am left wondering how a stranger ended up in my bed. Every single day, emotionally messing with my head, I thought I was better than that. How exactly did I fall in your trap? There is a stranger in my bed. You claim to care for me. Truly, all you did was try to scare me. Thus, stranger in my bed, I know not. For me to allow your disrespect made me so hot, extremely angry about the pain, extremely sad. You think it is a game. Stop the lies and tell the truth. You really wanted to trap me to steal my youth, steal that smile I still had, regardless of how you made me feel sad. You felt I was disgusting for you. Guess what? I knew that was not true. You may have been a stranger in my bed. I remember the words said, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. In time, I know my God will always make a way. No more strangers in my bed messing with my head. I'll wait on the Lord instead for the right person to truly wed. And then the next one, thank you. The next one's going to be The Abuser, and that one is in the book. And it says, you were so loving and charming. Then you started to do things that were alarming. I thought, it is okay. It will get better another day. One day turned into a week into a month into years. Then what do I have to fear? It will get better. I convinced myself. I know it will. You promise. I will stop today. Smack. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. You would woo me back with your charms. What charms can come from you? What harms? The abuser wants you to keep trapped. Now you have awoken from the haze of toxic love. Today, you say, no more today. The abuser has no power over you. You have now said, no more, not today or any other day. And then my last one, thank you. The last one is called I Survived, I Am Alive. I survived, I am alive. You thought I would not go because I loved you so. I survived, I am alive. Truth be told, I always wanted to go. I survived, I am alive. My children watched how you hurt me time and time again. I survived, I am alive. You said I'm too ugly to find anybody else. I survived, I am alive. You said you loved me and found others to love as well. I survived, I am alive. I never knew I could be raped by a person I trusted. I survived, I am alive. You choked me in an attempt to stop my life. I survived, I am alive. God has kept me all these years. He will continue to keep me. I am no longer afraid because I survived. I'm very alive. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that, Teneicka. That's so very brave, and I really appreciate you coming to represent the domestic violence survivor community. So I really appreciate you being here and sharing your perspective and your experience. It's very encouraging and educational as well. So I really appreciate you being here and making time to share with us.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to start sharing the screen again for our next presenter, which is my lovely mother, Wisteria Ward, and I'll share a little bit about her as well. Wisteria Ward is the founder of Needful Things Natural Home and Body Care. She is a certified aromatherapist with a deep connection to her North Carolina roots and a lineage of barefoot doctor healers. Combining research-based technical knowledge and holistic traditions, she honors the wisdom passed down through her family while crafting her natural remedies. She serves as the wellness minister at Gilead Ministries Christian Education Center. Wisteria is also the mother of a daughter who survived a traumatic brain injury, having been her caretaker during recovery after the accident. This profound experience, along with her holistic practices and creative spirit, inspired the poetry that she will be sharing. So, Mama, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and turn it over to you.
I am so honored to be here. Uh, such, I'm honored what's already been shared so far. The title of my poem is "It Is Said," and when I originally knew that I was going to be presenting a piece, I wanted to write a piece from the caregiver's perspective, watching someone that they love go through something that you're doing your best to help them every day, but you can't stop what's happening to them. And so as the poem began, I realized that there was a lot of, I revisited anger, and I was like, well, why don't I have that same anger now? Because I can tell you one of the things that made me so angry was how many times the cliches were thrown at us throughout this process. Oh, and one of them is in here, that which does not kill you makes you strong. If one more person had said that, I might not be here today, okay? So the title of the poem is "It Is Said." It is said the phoenix rises from the ashes, but the phoenix has wings, and your wings have been broken. It is said that which does not kill you makes you strong, but strength must be measured and celebrated with different milestones. The milestones are watching you walk on your own, stare baffled by simplicity and figure out how to cut a carrot, cry when you think no one sees, then brush the ashes off your cheeks and rise strong with wings still broken. Repeatedly, it is said, they know best, but you know that is not true because your best is not possible if you accept what they know. Therefore, even with broken wings, sometimes you are the one who knows best. It is said, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Then try again becomes try again, try again, try again, try again, just to want to try again. It is said, if the shoe fits, wear it. But the shoe of life with a TBI is a style that is never in fashion, never fits right, always too tight, always too loose, and if it's a lace-up shoe, you fall over trying to tie them. It is said, it is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. You believed it before and finally are able to believe it again. And even though you wade through waist-deep ash, carrying flint in your pocket, you continue to search for candles to light. It is said that ignorance is bliss. It is not. It is a choice made by others who have not walked a mile in these shoes that don't fit. So even with wings still mending, you light candles in the darkness of selective ignorance. Jimmy Dean said, I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination. Then the wind smashed the boat, and you found out that to reach your destination, you have to have faith that you can walk on water in the storm. Maya Angelou said, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Even when every day you want it to be over, I have watched you prove her right and declare to yourself what is often said, it ain't over till it's over. Taking nothing from the phoenix, you are not a myth. I feel the rush of wind on my face as with wings still broken, you shake off the ashes and miraculously fly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. You got me over here crying. It was really important to me to also open up this event to the caregivers because, they're going on a parallel journey along with us. And really, for me as a brain injury survivor, that's been one of the hardest things for me to cope with. It was one thing for me to be going through these things, but seeing the way that it affected my family, my mom came down and actually lived with us for a year after the accident happened. And as I mentioned, my son was a caretaker for me. My brother as well. He would literally carry me around because I couldn't walk, and my dad was holding it down for us in Alaska, supporting also. And just seeing, the ways that seeing what I was going through was affecting them is still something that it kind of cuts deep still, I will say. Obviously, because I was crying about it just now. But we're gonna go ahead and do our next piece, and this is one I'm going to share the screen again. And this is one that was submitted by another one of my wonderful social media friends, Rima Sfouli, and we connected on social media. I love her. She's basically like the 24-year-old version of me. And I'm going to read a little bit about her for you right now. So Rima Sfouli is a 24-year-old content creator as well as traumatic brain injury survivor. In October 2023, her whole life changed when a drunk driver hit her from behind while she was driving with her dad on the highway. She's noted that she has a really hard time speaking about it as she doesn't want it to define her. I think a lot of us can relate to that. And especially with the fact that her injury is invisible, 99.9% of the time it goes unnoticed. But she thought this poetry activity was a great way to speak about it in a creative way. She chose to create a haiku describing how she felt when she woke up from her coma and chose to remain positive in this life-changing situation. So I will share Rima's haiku at this time. As quick as a blink, suddenly life changed, and I loved everything. Beautiful. I love that. I love haikus are one of my favorite types of poetry. I love that it's short and it has those perimeters, so it kind of forces you to be creative to still be able to say what you want to say, but yes, beautiful. And so I'm going to go on to our next presenter. He was our last minute addition, but he's my dad, so that's okay. It is Robert Ward. And let me see, I have his bio actually on my phone because, again, he was an extra additions. Okay, a little bit about my father, Robert Ward. And I'll preface this by saying everyone wrote their own bios, so keep that in mind when I read this. Um, a man born in the 50s in Birmingham, Alabama, who has experienced all that is both good and bad in this experiment called America. A veteran and son and grandson of veterans, he was a combat medic during the time of Nam, that's Vietnam. Currently a pastor, as well as an HR manager for a government agency. It's rumored that he may be a special operative for an intelligence agency. So again, everyone wrote their own bios, but so I'm going to stop sharing at this time and turn it over to Pastor Robert Ward.
Good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity. I wrote a little short thing. And let me preface it by saying, while in my younger days I wrote a great deal, I don't really write anything now except policies and the occasional sermon. So I've kind of out of practice for this sort of thing. And I've never, ever, ever done spoken word before. But like what happened to my darling daughter, things change. And you have to learn how to go along with the change. So without any further ado, I don't have a title for it, but this is my attempt at saying what happened to my daughter and what that meant to us. When I got the message, I didn't know what to think. A hurt so deep, past remembrances made present. A time when doctors wanted us to take away your unborn life, a decision on that day, which would have prevented the dreams of a child named Shay. A hurt so deep that I could not breathe. A life callously threatened, crumpled like a leaf. To see how your dreams of being a yoga teacher, social influencer, were destroyed and torn. Torn away like an evil hunter ripping off a fox's fur. To have your little big brother having to physically carry you from room to room. A full-grown woman, unable to walk or shuffle, even like a mummy released from its tomb. Memories coming and going, trying to catch each fleeting thought, but each one caught only from a mental war each time that you fought. Your son cursing his father God in his mysterious ways, crying out his pain for the destruction of your promised days. Your brother who you used to sit upon, witnessing a fight unlike his others one that he could not fight, just watch over you day and night. And your mother, Mama, she who carried you within herself, next to her heart, worked with you, drove you, fed you, silent and unseen tears. Her heart pierced like poor invulnerable Balder by that cursed mistletoe dart. My baby girl, my pumpkin, used to reach up to me with her little chubby hands when I got off work to ride upon my knee on that stationary bicycle, who would run with me to the ice cream truck for your popsicle. Shay, a treasure in a box. Shay, had God walked away? While my heart grieves even now over what you went through, are going through, and will go through. God has never left you. The only thing I can say is part of Langston Hughes' A Dream Deferred. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Like that raisin, you bear the scars of your transformation. Yet, now you are still so sweet and provide nourishment for the generations to come. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for sharing that. That was really good, really touching. I appreciate you sharing your perspective and your experience parallel with what's going on with me. I really appreciate your perspective and joining even last minute. That was a good addition.
Well,
All right. So I'm going to share again. We are on to our last presenter, and I don't know if I should say I saved the best for last. You know, again, a little biased. This is my brother, Eugene Ward, also known as Eugene the author. Excuse me, I know we are in for a treat. So a little bit about Eugene Ward. Eugene Ward, widely known as Eugene the author, is a seasoned writer whose literary journey spans over 2 decades. With a diverse repertoire that includes novels spanning multiple genres and compelling screenplays, Eugene has established himself as a versatile storyteller with a knack for captivating audiences across mediums. He speaks at conferences and has volunteered his time sharing about becoming an author with both youths and adults in Arizona and beyond. He also teaches classes through the Phoenix Screenwriters Association. Eugene's novels are currently available on Amazon, and additionally, you can find his entertaining and informative videos on YouTube where he shares about both gaming and writing. His newest book, Her Crimson Gifts, was just released and is available on Amazon. And actually, I wrote that if you can't tell. Um, so I will stop the screen share and turn it over to Eugene.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sis. And once again, I'm just so excited for this platform and the opportunity to be here and share today. I have two pieces that I'm going to perform. One of the things that I don't talk about often is that I'm a TBI survivor as well, from concussions, car accident, and a seizure that they said I likely wasn't going to recover from. And so I don't really talk about that aspect a whole lot. So I have one from the perspective of my journey and then one from the perspective of my journey with my sister through her TBI. So the first piece I'll share is the one from the perspective of being a caretaker with my sister, and it's called There Will Be a Tomorrow. There will be a tomorrow. Invincible, impossible, Centaurian, Guardian, Vanguard, Ranger, Strider, Partner, Warrior, Rider, Dyer, Wonder Twin powers activate. Double dragons, double Dutch, del shift, twist, square up, spread the ops. Come for one, come for both. A million against two, an unfair fight for you. Wonder twin powers activate. An avoidable accident from a cowardly dissident left the other half of my heart bleeding on concrete. Deceit, grim defeat, and sought to flee the scene while she bled on the street. And the cop dared say to me, I pity him. Lightning fast, 100 miles per hour, 50 over limits, all but kick in the door. The kid with the fro, that's who I came for. We gotta go. How do I tell him his mother might not be here tomorrow? How do I face that my sister might not be here today? Everything is different. Nothing is the same except for one. Wonder Twin powers activate. Day by day by day, fighting ogres, dragons, demons, mysteries, entropies, fallacies, tears in darkness, tears in light. Will it ever be the same again? There will be a tomorrow. Side by side, we fight, we glide, we fly. You carried me for all our lives. Now rest on my shoulders. Together we can take it. Together we can make it. Together we will break it. Still we rise. Still we fly. Eternity is not made for you and me. We fight for the days beyond it. There will be a tomorrow. And together today is a brighter place. Even with one fights the urge to spite the light, still we fight. Deviltry has no hold on you and me, still we rise. Wonder Twin powers activate. No room to debate or deliberate. We don't believe in fate. Kismet can get let, miss me with that. We make our own tomorrows. Stronger still, day by day, stronger still, moment by moment, stronger still, seeing the progress you may not see. There will always be a tomorrow. Day by day by day, moment by moment, the wheel of fate is turning. We'll break the spokes. You can't fight the old gods, then call us the God Slayers. We who serve Yeshua, the prince with 1,000 enemies, and are gladly labeled the hated enemy of the world, there will always be a tomorrow. Still come. And forever and always as always, when you come for the twins, you best not miss. We will forge our own tomorrow. Thank you. And my next piece is from my perspective with my TBI journey. First came the sensation, the feeling, the comprehension that there was a loss that would be irrevocable even before understanding could rear its head. First came the knowledge that oblivion was coming. First came the crash, then came the boom. Darkness. I see myself as though observing from a great distance the grip of chaos, entropy, and motion. Spirals, twisting, turning end over end. Glad she wasn't with me in the car, an errant thought as the abyss reaches for me. First came the crash, then came the boom. Heard it, long after I felt it. Darkness. Infinity in the blink of an eye, a voice above the cacophony. He's doing a runner! Darkness. Hands on me. Destruction in the rearview mirror. Errant thought. I'm gonna miss work today. $5 says I get chewed out for it. $5 upside down, darkness coming, pain crashing, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, $5 and a pizza says you won't break me, talking to the Green Goblin, errant thoughts, floating. The last time I was floating, she was crying. Different she, doesn't matter, long gone now. Or was she? Time conflates all things in the moment. Gone now. Think so. Probably. Losing the plot. Hands on me, voices, questions I can't possibly answer, mysteries, shaking violently, and the paramedics ask me, "What was that? Are you okay?" Like it was their first day on the job. I'm explaining shock to people with degrees as I'm dragged out of the wreckage. Errant thought, damn, I liked that car. Glad my nephew wasn't in it. Back seat twisted and gnarled, rear end shrapnel and gaping like the maw of an angry god, a ferocious beast. The far things in the far plains and the places long forgot, unhindered by unbelief immemorial. Chaos. He probably won't remember any of this, the paramedic who needed shock explained to him says. I want to tell them the oxygen hurts. I can breathe on my own. Why am I even darkness? Hate this feeling. No control, paralytic, prisoner in my own body, prisoner in my mind. Will it always be like this? Valiant stranger, Captain America, on your left, who were you, hello stranger? When the red right hand came from my head, tumbling into the jaws of death, who were you, kind stranger, who ran him down and tackled him and dragged him over and sat him on the sidewalk and said, now you wait for the police. You rode with me to the hospital, and damn it all, the paramedic who needed car accident 101 explained to him was right. I don't remember a thing beyond your worried face as you sat across from where I lay and hoped everything would be all right. Darkness. The last time I felt that, the last time I felt that was as a child in the back of a library in a basement with the demon in man form making clear hell on earth is real, and then tumbling. Kaleidoscope, entropy, formless color, sightless sound, blossoms, blooming, spiral, striation, and I watch as I descend deeper down, down, dark, deeper down, hallways. Sharp smells, clinical, errant thought. It must not be that bad. They left me on a cot in the middle of a busy hallway and pissed right off, so I must still have all my parts, and then darkness. In the blink of an eye, how much time did I lose? How much time would I keep losing? The blink concludes, and there he stands, Bible in hand. I don't use the term lightly, but it exists for a reason. Hero. We don't need words, my father and I. It's all communicated between us in a glance. Ito Ogami to Daigoro, Arthur to Gawain, Wang Fei Hong. It was like, once upon a time, the long dark came, and I told the prince with 1,000 enemies I was okay just laying down my blade. I was okay just setting the war for the human soul aside. I was okay leaving the mission unfulfilled, but then I couldn't. I had to get back up again, and when Satan asked me why, it was simple, because you're still standing. But just for a moment, one quiet moment, preparation and joy in the concept and possibility of the hello, the darkness that dozes in the dusk and the beckon to throw it all away. But this time I had no control over it. This time I could not, what? Anything. Breathe, speak, hope, feel, and I had me a rendezvous with death, and I felt it. Then came the hand of a hero, a paladin, a temple knight on my chest, and the calm, clear words. Wake up, son. You're not finished yet. And there he stood, oh captain, my captain, darkness. When next came the light, next came the darkness. What's a year of your life in some of the highest numbers an organization's ever seen amount to? Threats and lawsuits. You crashed? Damn, that sucks, but you're alive? So we'll see you at work tomorrow. No? One moment, we just need to call legal. And everything was so damn hard. With the seizure, it was the buzzing, the heat, the entropy, the fading, the coma with eyes wide open, but the crash? How to walk again, how to think again, how to hold it in your head again, and still in the distance rings that same damned buzz. Connected to the world of spirit always, then came silence. Should have sued the damn Boys and Girls Club. Should have, didn't. Story for another time. Step by step by step, do it all again, young son. Learn it all again, samurai. The devil's still standing. Step by step, pack it all again, young son. Reinterpret existence and take a breath, take a knee because you're still standing. Step by step, fight it all again, face it all again, do it all again and again and again and again. My heart still clenches when I drive down that road. Step by step, and always keep 'em guessing. You're no stranger to scars and the stories they tell. Within circles, lines within lines, bounds within bounds, blossoms, blooms, crossroads. Embrace the chaos. You were born for this, O child of the storms. Ride the lightning and be the tempest and never let them turn you away. Least of all you. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you. See, there's a reason why I had him go last. Incredible. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing both of those perspectives from both being the caretaker and the survivor. You don't often hear from someone who has both of those lived experiences, but it's important to really hear that perspective as well. So thank you for that. So he was our last presenter. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and open it up. If anyone has any comments or questions that they'd like to share, just feel free to unmute yourself and jump right in.
Okay, mom's gonna jump right in. I'm sorry. Uh, I had my notebook because I wanted to, as I heard each one of you presenting, I wanted to write things down, but I didn't want you to think that I was judging what you said. But each one of you had such depth that it pointed out to me again that I became a new person watching our daughter recover and do things that she never thought she could do, which made me think I could do things that I I never thought I could do at my age. The perspectives that you presented, like I said, I wanted to write down notes. Brianna, Brianna or Brianna?
Brianna.
Brianna, thank you. I really appreciate what you said because in the Christian world, things like sound therapy and the alternative therapies are seen as something demonic or outside of the Bible, and they're not. They're in the Bible. They are from the Bible. It's how people healed, and that you're doing that is just it's amazing to me. And so I applaud the way you wrap the words around what is a very real path to survival. And often, just like even with Shay's journey, she had a physical therapist who said, you know what, conventional medicine is not going to get you better. That's the bottom line. And that was a blessing. Um, Teneicka, thank you so much. It's your voice is powerful. Your voice is so powerful. And the fact that you're willing to be transparent about the things that you carried um, it's gonna help so many people. And so I thank you so much for your transparency. I wish you well. I want your book. I want both of your books. This should be a book. And so, and of course, to grandson, to son, to husband, to daughter, to the anonymous presenters. I love the haiku. I thought I could do a haiku, and then I realized, as you can see, yeah, I got too many words to do a haiku. So yeah, that wasn't going to happen. But I admire that because it very succinctly stated everything. And so I just bless all of you. Thank you so much for growing me today.
Like my wife, I just mirror everything that she said, and I just have to say thank you. Each one of you, you touched my heart so deeply. Sometimes when you're in the fight, you don't think of anything except for you in that fight. And you don't realize that there are others right beside you. Even if they're a thousand miles away, they're still really right beside you because their journey mirrors yours in some way, shape, or form. And so hearing it, and especially at my age, everybody's a kid, from you younguns, just the maturity that you guys, that was thrust upon you is a lesson for this old man. And I can't thank you enough for the sharing of you. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, first and foremost, thank you to my sister for providing this platform, this opportunity for everyone to be able to share their journeys and to be able to connect with one another and to express and experience that vulnerability and that support. And then to all of my fellow poet laureates out here today, like you guys did such a fantastic job sharing your journeys, and it's always a very it can be a very harrowing thing and a very painful thing to have that degree of transparency and to let people into that intimate level of your life experience. And so just everyone did such a fantastic job with their poems and their pieces. And just thank you guys so much for being you.
Yeah, and I want to just thank you for creating this space because first, I had shared this with my pageant sisters and performed it there. sharing it again like opened my heart in a different way and like made me cry, but it wasn't from sorrow, it was from like the beauty of the vulnerability. So thank you for that. Also, Wisteria, thank you for that acknowledgement. Because I've grown up in the Christian world. I am a woman of faith. And actually wrote this chapter in this book called Women We Are Stronger Together, Christian Women Who Blossom. And one of my new goals that I have in the Christian world, kind of how you said that we're taught that a lot of these things are demonic. And yes, anything can be used demonically. However, we have so many gifts and fruits of the spirit that we're not giving these gifted people spiritual wisdom and instruction how to use it to heal. The laying of hands instead of using it in the church. Some people are using it for Reiki and turning like crystals into moon batteries, but that was one of God's gifts that He gave us. Sound healing and meditation in the Bible, it tells you to meditate on His word daily, but yet we never teach our children how to meditate, how to use sound healing, how to even do breath work. And a lot of that was healing for me. And I'm glad you kind of put words to like conventional medicine. And I started off pre-med, did not help me. It was the sound healing, it was the chiropractor care, it was acupuncture that really helped my nervous system more than the medications that they gave me that just snowed me beyond belief. So one of my missions is kind of demystifying some of the stuff that is seen as demonic in the Christian community and helping them understand that even things like when you hear like seven chakras, like, oh, that's demonic. Like, no, it's just referring to your spinal column. It's in the Bible too. It's Jacob's ladder. Like I can, I can do this with you guys. I went to, right. So, thank you for affirming that because you saying that was just a reaffirming of my purpose because I felt that's what God allowed me to experience in this, a healing that was godly and allow me to use what I learned in the science world as a scientist for His greater glory. So thank you. I didn't realize I was going to get that out of this.
Hey, man, that's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we first said that we wanted to have a wellness minister at our church, other churches like, "Oh, what is that?"
Mhm.
Um, and so I'm gonna stop talking. Yes, it's
So,
biblical. And I thank you for your journey. Yes, that's your purpose. That's your purpose. It's throughout the Bible, and it is the path to healing. God is so scientific. And thank you. Yeah.
If I can, I just want to piggyback on that, and I promise I'll be brief. I really applaud that mission that you're on, and just ask that you continue to keep fighting for it. One of my ministry focuses is Maverick Ministries, and it's because I was that kid who went to the pulpit and told, not my pastor, because he was like, just so awesome about everything from the Deuterocanonical text to the Apocrypha and everything, but that I was that kid who went to the pulpit of other pastors and said, you're wrong when you say dragons are demonic. God used dragons. God referred to as a dragon. God made the Leviathan. The scriptures mistranslated. It was, a jackal, not a dragon. Like I'm the one who's reading Enoch and Jubilee and all those texts. And so it's why my studio is Dragon House Studios and Leviathan Press because of that. And so being those uncanny Christians who are like, no, actually, like just because somebody else tried to co-opt it, like the pentagram, the pentangle, and everything, doesn't mean it didn't come from God first. So that mission is so vital, and I wish you all the best on that journey.
When you post this, will you put the links to the books or the titles of Teneicka's books and Briana's books, please?
yes, I will include all of that as well as their handles so you can follow them and get all their information that way too. But yes, I'll include all that.
Was just what I was getting ready to. Well, I partially texted, chatted, that stuff. This thing on this tweaker thing that you guys use.
Hey, you're doing good. You got it. You got on. You're speaking and remembering to mute yourself also. So you're doing good. Wonderful. Does anyone else have any more comments? I just want to add also thank you, Nate, for being on. I know that this has been an incredibly difficult journey for you, seeing me. That's one of the memories that's just so firmly impressed in my mind is seeing you at my bedside after the accident, seeing me all broken and torn up and just seeing you break down because you weren't an incredibly emotional or big crier. And that's just pressed in my mind, seeing the despair that you experience seeing me in that way, and then also just the day-to-day struggles that you've seen me go through. And I know that at times you even hide what you're going through to try to stay strong for me. I just want to say I appreciate you being vulnerable and transparent and sharing from the perspective of being a child of a brain injury survivor, because that is also a very important perspective to have shared. So thank you for that.
Thank you. I'll always stand by you, Mom.
Are there any other comments or questions?
Oh, I'll just share real quick because the providers just pulled up and they're trying to run my house like they own it. So I thank you for for allowing me to be here and to share. And I always have loved poetry, and I love hearing all the different poets and how everybody shares. That's one of the things that when you don't have words to formulate a real good long narrative, poetry comes in there. And for me, poetry and art is one of the things that I like to do. And so when you have this opportunity, it's like, oh, can I do it? Because I don't think I feel it fit in here. But if you have another one, I would love to do that again, because poetry is one of my things that I like to do and I like to share. So I thank you all for sharing your different poems, the way that you've put out your vulnerability as well, and transparency. And I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
You as well.
Teneicka. Everything goes well with the providers as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so if there's no other comments, I'll just do a couple quick announcements. Anyone have anything else? I don't want to cut anyone off. Okay, I'm just going to share the screen again real quick. Okay, so this is all the information. I think we're all pretty much connected for the most part. But if not, this is all the information for being able to get connected with Resilient Roots and see all of our upcoming events. And I am planning on making this poetry event a recurring event. So if you are interested in doing it again, please let me know and I'll make sure to send that information out to you. And also feel free to let me know if there's, dates or times or months that would work better for you, and I'll try to accommodate that. Excuse me, I'm so dry in here. I'm like struggling to keep my breath. Our next meeting of Resilient Roots again is going to be February 20th at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Zoom. And you can contact me there at resilientrootspwbi@gmail.com if you would like more information. And once again, just thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen again. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your contributions, your transparency. This was just so amazing, and I can't wait to post it so that even more people can see all of your incredible pieces that you have so generously shared with us. So once again, thank you, and may you be blessed and have the most wonderful day.
Be blessed. Thank you all.
God bless you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.